Hi, Paul Hefty here with the Triangle O football system. I want to do a quick overview of our spread stack or ACE package. This is a tight stack and then a wide spread stack. If you want to look at some of the details, you can see the link to my website, or you can contact me and we can talk more there with my email. 3 key coaching points. The spread stack uses core concepts, but then we chunk and scaffold some unique things all together to simplify it. Number 2, you're using this to create an extra gap for the defense, a lot like the wing T with the tight stack. And then last, we're going to use, though, our same core rules. That's the advantage of the stack, but we can have that X receiver now block what would be our normal RPO read key. Let's take a look. All right, why are we doing this? First off, again, we want to keep evolving, but simplifying what we're doing. We're chunking everything together using our core system. So you're going to see you could run the whole system from this package. What we're doing is we're simply going to bring the X receiver in tight, and then this creates 8 gaps for the defense to defend. How we're going to do this, we're going to chunk everything together, both personnel and play. So it's nothing new for us, but obviously creates conflict for the defense. All right, so here's the ACE set. You can see we're going to have a tight stack to the left where the X will be in a 3-foot, 4-foot split, and the H does his normal over and off alignment. The Z now will come inside the hash, and we get our stack to the wide side automatically with it. One other way to simplify this for your X receiver is we use an old Iowa stand-up stance. What's going to happen here is he'll take that 3-foot, 4-foot split, but now he can go ahead and put his toes on the toes of the tackle, kind of crowd the line of scrimmage, puts his hands on his hips, and has his feet underneath his armpits, a little wider stance, and they're parallel so that he can plant and push off either foot. The advantage here is he can see everything, and it's very similar to what we're asking our wide receivers to do with their normal receiver stance. We can then get into a 3-by-1, and again, just like our regular trio rule, the H will move over and is off and over alignment. X still stays in that 3-foot split with the stand-up stance, and the Z comes into the stack inside the A. All right, real quick, core play number 1. You run this till they take it away is going to be our stretch zone to the tight stack. Nothing different for our rules. You can see X is going to arc out to number 1 with the option of the pray for post. H is going to combo. Line's going to all stretch towards the play, far reach. And then our Z and A still run their Mickey read route, but we get a natural rub with the Z bursting out first, A coming underneath. Quarterback still reads the will, RPO. Will fills, we drill. Will sits, back gets all day. Next is a simple tag off the stretch zone where we're going to run a bubble route on the backside. The reason you do this is versus heavy run box defenses and when the will is just not a fast filler. We can go ahead now and read the weak Mr. Zero. If we've got outside leverage on pre-snap, we'll just turn and throw. If not, then we'll post-snap read it for outside leverage. Again, simple way to increase the completion percentage for your quarterback, but take advantage of heavy run box defenses. Next, we can run our stretch zone, but with fly motion, so we get the extra blocker of the back going to number 1, and the X now will go ahead and crack on the SAM. Everything stays the same. We'll still read the will, but now we're going to use fly motion, and the A becomes the ball carrier. We can go ahead then and run our first run action pass off of that. Great movement, faking the fly. H uses his 3/1 rule to the far hash. X wants to burst out to get his go on the numbers, but now we'll switch and have the back run the bender read, and the A will go ahead and swing outside. Quarterback reads this exactly the same as 4 verts. Going to go ahead, slide mesh, 3-step drop read in the goat inside out for the B or the H, and then to the X or the Z on the outside, inside out. All right, as we mentioned, you're going to run stretch zone number 1 core all day until they stop it. But once they start to overcompensate for that, then core number 2 is just your split zone. You can see the H will split across and block. We've got the bubble with the A and the Z blocking, pre and post snap read. Big change here, the X now does a Bosch block where he's going to go ahead and block on the safety. Great complement then to this is we can use the alert signal and call. Quarterback calls out alert, telling the O-line to stay on the line of scrimmage. We're going to fake all this, and then we do what we call a pray away. The Z is going to start up as if he's stalking the dog, and then going to run a post. X is if he's going to run the Bosch block on the safety, and then run a corner on the backside. Quarterback will simply give a good long ride into the line of scrimmage mesh, then 3-step drop, read in the goat or the safety in this case, one high, looking for the corner route to the pray on the post. So again, defenses will first start to go heavy to your tight stack, the X and the H. Next, they'll start to blitz it. Great answers just to run our fast peak screen pass option. You can see we're going to go ahead and fake with the back across, and now the H runs the peak, but we've got our fast tunnel screen going to the left. Quarterback just reads the will. If he's got the H hot, he takes it right now, 1-2 to the X. If not 100%, then he's just going to turn back and throw the tunnel screen to the A, faking the bubble, looking inside out. Again, it's people over plays, so if you want your X to be running the peak route, then we can go ahead and just do a simple fast peak exchange SPO. Just go ahead and change the signal. X runs the peak and the H runs the lookie. Same read progression for the quarterback on the will, looking hot to the tunnel screen to the left. For balance, we want to be able to attack now to the spread stack side, and we like to use our core sprint and shoot pass. Just running our Saints play here. Again, reading the corner, high and low, and outside in, with the ability to do an alert and set up and hit the X and the H on open grass on the over routes. Another great sprint and shoot pass is our Spikes Robo, where we have the back free release in the flats, and we go ahead and read the corner high-low to the Sam outside in. If you're more of a gap blocking team, again, number one core for gap schemes is our sweep pin and pull, giving us more of a wing T flavor. Again, rules all stay the same. We get the natural rub on the backside Mickey route, and the quarterback still reads the will. Again, you have the ability to use the bubble tag here, and now quarterback will simply read the weak Mr. Zero. What's great if we're going wing T gap is now we have our natural waggle back to the spread stack, faking the sweep to the tight stack, and then coming back with our smash concept to the spread stack, reading high-low. Whether you use stretch zone or sweep pin and pull, gap blocking as your core play to the package, power becomes a great number two complement. Reason we're using this is now you're going to get to the tight stack, wide defensive end, so you've got natural blocking angles for your H on the J block and your X coming up inside on the SAM. So we can block now what is normally our RPO read, and we'll automatically have the quarterback read the weak Mr. Zero backside with the pop read route. Great complement. You can see we're going to be able to block that extra defender, and then we've also got still the RPO live with one of our best routes with the A running the bender and Z bursting out with the lookie underneath. We can use our Omaha hand signal to tell the back to line opposite to get this counter dash action in the backfield now for our power RPO. Same blocking concept with the X getting up to that Sam extra blocker and the quarterback reading the weak Mr. Zero. Last are our counters in the series. First, we want to run a counter tray back to the spread stack. Key point here is we get the X as the extra puller leading up on the normal RPO read key again from the ACE package. Back wants to be slow with his dart steps to let the pullers get through, but then still get on the inside hip of the H and follow his block. Quarterback will still read the SAM, but only throws if he's we've got a wide open A or Z, because we've got the X as the blocker, extra blocker on the SAM. Last, we can run our counter back to the tight stack by using our sprint, draw, counter, tray, draw, pass option. Back's going to take 3 quick steps as if he's doing his bones block. Quarterback will pivot, take 3 steps on his sprint out, and then hand back to the running back on his dart action to the counter. A and Z still run their slide read rule. Quarterback's going to read the cat. If the cat goes way off, then he just continues and throws Alt-A to the Z on the slide. If not 100%, then he's going to hand off to the back on the dart action. X is going to rip up through and block that SAM backer with the H sliding to the center for timing, and then following the kick out by the guard, lead up on the mic like we always do. You can see now we've got a great offensive package where we create conflict for the defense, but it's nothing new for us offensively, and we can run our whole system using our same rules. Thanks.